we're ranking the top 20 current NBA players.
And I don't know if you guys did it like this. It is just overall who I think are the 20 best players in ball. So some of them have not been performing up to their standards. Some of them haven't been on the court.
Oh, you scared me with that not on the court part. You better not have a name on there.
Well, I was more talking about the guy that, when we set up this list, had yet to have been traded. And if y'all didn't see our video on the Luka Doncic, Anthony Davis trade, one of us had a hot take saying the Mavericks won that trade. So go check it out to see which one of us had that take. Luka Doncic was more of who I meant with that. So I don't know. I think I know who you're talking about.
Okay, that makes sense.
Who wants to start off with their number one?
I do.
Don't do what I already know
Knew
you're
his
going to
name was
do.
coming.
You're going to lead into this, it's going to be Devin Booker thing. Just
Okay. It's not Devin Booker. He's not far away. Don't worry. We'll get to you in a second.
He's going to be number 2. Yeah.
Number one, and what makes me the most mad is he doesn't give a damn about the sport of basketball, and yet he continues to be the best player year after year in the running for his 4th MVP, Nikola Jokic.
That's my number one as well. I don't think much needs to be explained there. He's the best player in ball still. The team around him right now isn't the best that it's ever been, but that's not his fault, and that doesn't make him not the best player in ball. So he's still number one for me.
Yeah, same. Goes without saying. It's pretty self-explanatory.
Okay, cut and dry. This I was about to say Slovenian. The Serbian is the best player in ball still in the year 2025. Who is number 2 for you, Zach?
We used to think that all the talent was here in America. Times have definitely changed. We are getting outclassed and outshined by everybody in the world. Number 2, I have another European. Unfortunately, his NBA championship came at the expense of my feelings, so I'm a little bit bitter to him still. However, it is still Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Well, it's, unfortunately, the quality of basketball players being pumped out in America is not the only thing that's going downhill in America right now. But regardless of everything that's going on in America right now, I agree with you that the Greek Freak is the number 2 player in ball still. So our number 1 and number 2 are the same, Zach. What about you, Cam? Are you the same as us?
This may come as a surprise. I have the Slovenian Luka Doncic. As much as I, have gotten some criticism for the
I'll let you finish. I'll let you finish. But holy.
No, don't even let him finish.
Zach, go ahead. Zach. He don't even want to look at you. If he's the number 2 player in the world, play it back. Reload the tape.
I'm giving the Mavericks an A-, and I'm giving the Lakers a B+.
There's no way overall as a trade. You think the Mavericks won the trade?
Do you honestly think the gap between Luka and Anthony Davis offensively is as big as it is defensively?
Yes.
Number 2 player in the world gets traded to the Lakers and they lose the trade? Hello? Number 2.
Context matters, man. Context matters.
The context is he's the number 2 player in the world according to you and is 25 years old.
He might be 270 pounds. I don't know.
Put that in your ranking then. Don't put him at number 2.
I made this list before he was 3,000 pounds.
You could have always
know that he was 300 pounds when we had the debate of Ant versus Luka, and you were adamant.
Context. That's context.
What's the context? You said he's the number 2 player in basketball, and he's 25 years old.
It was 25 and under players, the team with the most upside.
You're saying you're taking Anthony Edwards for the future over Luka Doncic?
Yes. No. Luka is who he is.
And who he is a guy that can average a triple-double.
I don't think he's done getting better.
Yes, he is done getting better. We've seen the best of him. He's already peaked already.
Wow.
To me, that's still Anthony Edwards, bro.
You're saying for the future, even though this is the number 2 player in basketball, that means in 3, 4, maybe 5 years, you're expecting Anthony Edwards to be the number 2 or number 1 player in basketball.
In that ballpark, yeah.
Oh, okay. So another for the record. Cameron thinks Anthony Edwards will be the number 1 or number 2 player in basketball.
I hate to break it to you, Cameron. Wow. Anthony Edwards will never be the number 1 player in basketball.
You're just mad because Devin Booker will never be as good as Anthony Edwards.
I mean,
I'm fine with that. I'm fine with how you feel about him. However, there are other names that are coming up on this list here very shortly that are younger than Anthony Edwards that will be the face of the franchise.
But anyway, we're not talking about that. Luka number 2. Let's move on. We're spending too much time on this.
That's a crazy take.
It's a crazy
take. You realize how crazy that is, right? How everything that we've talked about regarding Luka Doncic
like I said, Context matters.
The context is you
Context
put him
matters.
number 2, bro. You think he's
And
the
at
number 2 player?
3, I have Giannis Antetokounmpo. Again,
I
it
love when
goes
Cam
without
does
saying.
that, bro.
He just says, "No, we're done. We're done with this conversation."
Yeah, whenever
Yes,
his back's up
because
against the
we're
wall and he's
dragging
out of
it.
ammunition,
We get
we
it.
move on.
We get it.
It's a big
whenever he's out of
point.
ammo, we
It's a
just
big
move
point
on.
of contention. Anyways, I promise you guys, because we were talking about the Luka trade last night when it happened. We were on the phone with each other. I promise you guys I was not going to change my rankings based off of him being on the Lakers now. Number 3, I do not have Luka. I have Shea Gilgeous-Alexander.
Yeah.
So, and I wasn't going to change it just because he's a Laker. So I'm sticking to my guns. I'm a man of my word. I think right now, SGA, part of it is the availability aspect. He's number 3 on the board.
I feel like I am in the Twilight Zone. Again,
Let's go.
this cannot continue to happen. I don't like it. I don't like it. At number 3, I also have Shea Gilgeous-Alexander.
Bro, we're back in
What?
Spanish. We're back in Spanish class. Bro, stealing my homework.
We locked in, bro. Listen, side tidbit. This is for the YouTube listeners because this probably won't make the TikTok. Arman only got a better grade on one of our Spanish tests
Because he
because
flirted
he
with
complimented
the
the professor.
Oh,
That's it. That's the only reason that he got a
Yep.
better grade.
Just
Don't let him sit there
because-
and act
True
like he was
story.
fluent.
Don't be mad at me just because I got motion like that and y'all don't, okay? That's not my fault.
I don't remember verbatim. I'm pretty sure he just tried to say like I like the teacher,
Yeah.
but used it as in a flirty sense of like I like
I'm in
the
love with the
teacher.
teacher.
Yeah, like me and
Yeah.
Kanta or
Wait.
whatever, something like that. He got me a
Yeah.
better grade than y'all, didn't it?
Arman was a little bit of a flirt.
Moving on, at number 4, and I did take into account this year as well. He has been a little bit banged up, but he's 25 and he's a triple-double machine. La Luca is la number 4.
We're gonna have to workshop Nick's names for him, but like I said, we were talking about it before. To me, the top 4 is like solidified, and then 5 kind of feels a little gross. We're still the same, Zach. Number 4 for me is Luka Doncic. Cam, what about for
Luka
you?
Lebranovich.
What about for you? Is your top 4 the same as ours
Luca Lebranovich.
in a weird order?
You like that? At number 4, I do have SGA. If I'm being 100% transparent with you, it was super hard to place 2 through 4 because I feel like number 1 is so like concrete. 2 through 4 can kind of be interchangeable.
The thing is, I don't even have a problem with your list. My problem is like your previous
My
takes
previous
on
takes.
Luka.
Yeah. No, I completely understand that.
Okay.
That was not lost in translation. No.
Okay. Who do you have number 5? Are we gonna get mad at number 5?
Number 5, Zach should be really happy about this, I guess. Kevin Durant.
And this is the thing, like, this is why I was saying 5 felt gross. To me, 5 being Kevin Durant at this stage of his career with all the other players in the league feels gross, but I have Kevin Durant number 5 as well.
What's understood doesn't need to be explained, man. 5 for 5 with Arman right now, which is crazy. Easy money sniper.
I mean, he's still scoring at an insanely elite level, which I didn't expect at this stage of his career, especially with Devin Booker on the same team, but it's happening and you can't deny it.
And I think this is where we're going to start to deviate
Yes.
pretty drastically.
I was going to say, I 100% know, Zach, we are not going 6 for 6. You changed your answers on the stolen homework here.
No.
And again, like I said, I was not changing it from the trade. Anthony Davis is number 6 on my list.
Oh my God. That is horrible.
That is not horrible.
That
He
is
is number.
horrible.
He is.
That is horrible.
That is not horrible.
That is horrible.
Anthony Davis is
That is
one of the
horrible.
best players in the world, still one of the best defensive players in the world, and is putting up insane offensive numbers.
You want to hear that adjective you used? One of. Who's the best? I wonder who the best is.
Yeah, I wonder. I wonder what's that
wonder-
what's that guy's team record right now?
We're not doing team rankings. We're doing player rankings.
Yeah, player rankings, and that guy's team is doing worse before the trade or after the trade. Anthony Davis, his team has been better, and he's scoring more points.
Anthony Davis
I don't
at
know if
6
it's the
is
same as
nasty.
Cameron.
I don't get the disrespect for Anthony Davis when he is the second best player, defensive player in basketball, and is still, like you said, the reason why you think apparently the Mavericks won the trade, still a great offensive player that can put up 25, 26 points per game. Victor Wembanyama, I know that's who you guys are talking about, so we can just throw it out the window. Great player, incredible player, and is going to be the best player in basketball one day. That day is not today. He is not a better player than Anthony Davis right now because on a worse team, he is scoring less points when he's being fed the ball more often. He's a better defensive player. He's not better all around.
I respectfully
Well, mine-
disagree. Anthony Davis will be on this list. You won't be hearing his name for quite a while, let me tell you that. We did say the name before I have it number 6. Second year in the NBA. And it's crazy that he's our already here at number 6 in his second year. I say year 4, he could be number 1. Victor Wembanyama.
If you want to make that already, fine. Until his team makes the
He's
playoffs. Until his team makes the playoffs, I can't make that jump.
How many playoff runs did the Pelicans make when AD was there as the number 1 scorer?
Is this Pelicans Anthony Davis we're talking about right now?
Some would argue Pelicans Anthony Davis is a little bit better.
What are we talking about? Are we ranking Anthony Davis on the Pelicans right now versus Victor Wembanyama right now?
We're ranking Anthony Davis as the current Dallas Maverick that he is.
So what does Pelicans Anthony Davis have to do with this then?
He was still one of the top 5, 7 players in the league, even though his team was garbage and didn't win anything.
They still made the playoffs.
They made it once.
They did not make it once.
They got knocked out by the Warriors. When else did they go to the playoffs?
They made it at least twice.
Oh, but what year was that, Arman?
I was just curious.
What does the year have to do with it? I'm not comparing year 4 or year 3 Anthony Davis with Victor Wembanyama currently. That's not what we're doing. That's not the conversation we're having.
He's only year 2.
Okay, yes, year 2. Year 2 Victor Wembanyama is better than year 2 Anthony Davis. That's not the conversation we're having.
He's better than year 11 Anthony Davis.
No, he's not. He's averaging less points on a worse team. He's better defensively. That's it.
But that defensively is a very key part.
Yeah, I understand. It's a part of the conversation, absolutely. But Anthony Davis is the second best defensive player in the league. Anthony Davis is still a better offensive player by, to me, a significant margin.
Anyway, at my number 6, I do not have the alien, although he isn't too far away. You guys can reference my previous takes. I got Anthony Edwards. Sure do. I mean, this year, he's taking it to a different level. He is one of the few elite scorers and shooters from outside. He was mainly a mid-range scorer and slasher. Now he's shooting 11 threes a game and shooting it at like 45%.
Aaron Fox just got traded to the Spurs.
What?
Aaron Fox just got traded to the Spurs.
I heard the rumors, but okay. Breaking news? Breaking news?
Oh my God. Finalizing a trade to send Aaron Fox to San Antonio.
For Zach LaVine?
Trade that moves Zach LaVine to the Kings.
Did they get picks?
Oh no.
Okay, we gotta wait on the details. Details aren't out yet.
That's awful. Sorry, go ahead, Cameron.
Wow. Okay.
We'll come back to this when the details are up. That happened 4 minutes ago, guys. So this is like live right now as we're recording this.
Wow, that is insane. The NBA, man, this is a shakeup. I like it.
Adam Silver in there.
This script is going crazy.
Number 7, and I already know you guys are going to hate this just as much because you guys are bona fide haters of this man. Number 7, I still have Jason Tatum. I believe that's where I put him last year. Jason Tatum is still number 7.
No.
Yes, you can say no all you want. He's still the best player on the team that just won the championship. Yes, I know Jaylen Brown won. I know he won the Finals MVP. I know.
Oh my God. You say that as if like he was like, all right, team, we're going to do it. We're going to take us there. Bro was just there. He was just there for the ride. Drew Holiday, he's locking up the best player. Oh, Jaylen Brown, he's scoring all the big buckets. I'm just going to get the ball and just throw it back out and get a couple assists. Don't pass it to me on the 3-point line, though, because I'm not making it. By the way,
27 points per game, by the way.
Victor Wembanyama is shooting better from 3 than Jason Tatum this year.
That is a crazy stat that you told me about. That is a crazy stat, and it is a true stat. Jason Tatum is still averaging 27 and 9 with 5.5 assists on one of the best teams in ball.
Yes, we know he's a regular season player, but when those playoff lights turn on, he diminishes.
He just won a finals, but okay.
He turns into Spurs DeMar DeRozan, which is still a pretty good player, but he's just not a top 10 player.
I'm still paying homage for the guys that do it. Like Arman said, we're taking this year into account, but we're still going off the best ball players. It's crazy that we said 7 names and his name hasn't come up. But at my number 7, still have Stephen Curry. I don't know what else I need to say. He's not having the best year, but he's still the best shooter in the league, and he's always a lethal option to go off for 40.
If you had to guess, how much would you say Stephen Curry is averaging?
Stephen Curry?
He's averaging 22.1.
I just want to see if you understood that.
I did.
By the way, Tyler Hero is averaging more points than Stephen Curry.
You think Tyler Hero is a better player than Stephen Curry? Then put him up there.
No.
Okay.
I just wanted to let you know that.
It's not all about numbers. And are we going to cap and say that Tyler Hero is going to be higher on the list or be on the list at all over Steph Curry? No. But over some of the names that are still not on your list yet, it's a little high for what he's done this year. I understand, and I do have him still relatively high comparatively to what he's averaging this season, but not that high. Go ahead, Kim.
You guys are going to hate my list, by the way.
Well,
but at number 7...
Ben Thompson incoming.
Hey, maybe.
Top 10 players of the
Anyway.
last 2 weeks, yeah.
At number 7, like I said, he's not too far away. Victor Wembanyama, best defensive player in the league by far, and his offense is coming along.
A little higher than I had him, but not that much higher because I have Victor Wembanyama at number 8.
That's fair. I originally had him at 5. But I was like, what am I thinking? He's not better than Kevin Durant. I think he's put himself in that conversation. At my number 8, I do have Anthony Edwards. Off of this season alone. Now, if you ask me if I'd rather have Ant or Book, you already know my answer. But off of this season alone,
It'd be the wrong answer.
I do have.
So this is just for you. Is it just off this year?
It's off this year, but like Cameron's favorite word, context.
Context matters, man. Context matters. Context. That's context. Like I said, context matters. My list is highly reactive of this year. I just want you guys to know. Number 8, I unfortunately have Jason Tatum here. He is averaging 27. He is a very good regular season player.
Again, interruption for De'Aaron Fox trade because it just happened. Full details. Spurs get De'Aaron Fox and Jordan McLaughlin. Kings get Zach LaVine, City Kisco, 3 first-round picks, and then 3 second-round picks as well. And then the Bulls get Zach Collins, Trey Jones, Kevin Huerter, and their own pick back.
That's actually a really good trade.
They got 3 firsts and 3 seconds.
They got
for De'Aaron Fox.
3 firsts, 3 seconds, and they can still flip LaVine for something.
I don't know.
But what this means, though, that means fully it's blowing up, which means they're going to get more firsts back for Sabonis. I don't know if they're going to be able to offload DeRozan, but that's what this means. They're blowing it up. Anyways, back to the list. That is crazy, and we'll see if De'Aaron Fox gets on any of our lists. But he's not going to be here at number 9. Number 9, I'm putting a player that both of you guys have already mentioned. Maybe a little low, but I like him here at number 9. Anthony Edwards is right here.
Not mad at that.
Okay. Who's number 9 for y'all?
You want me to go first?
Yeah, I can.
Oh, no.
At number 9.
No.
At
No.
number
There's no way.
9.
There's no way.
It's the worst
there's
ranking
no
on
way.
this list, bro.
I will never, ever, ever give a top 10 list, and I don't say his name. Say it's high all you want. It's personal bias. That's fine. Mr. Devin Booker.
Bro,
Yes.
Please.
Yeah, well,
Quite
Zach, you're really going to
literally.
hate my list. You're really
You're gonna
hate
hate my list. Well, that's officially the worst ranking of the video.
of all time. One of
That's
the worst
fine.
of all time. This might be just as bad as my previous 2 takes that I made in terms of reaction. Like, they're going to fry you in the comments, Zach, for this one.
If you're a follower of the show, you already know how I feel about D-Book. This wasn't a shock to you.
You already know he's
Now,
gonna
if
rank
you're-
him 5 rankings higher than he's supposed to be, you know.
20
Yeah,
rankings
this isn't
higher.
anything new. This isn't anything new.
Zach, we all know, is the biggest Devin Booker meat rider on the planet. So, I mean, you guys see the
Yes.
jersey he's wearing.
Meat
so.
Rider. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, it definitely is meat writing. At number 9, I finally have your guy, Arman. Well, not anymore, but Anthony Davis. Second best player defensively in the league. And then he's a great offensive player, super complete. To me, he's definitely a top 10 player.
By the way, he is still my guy. No matter where he is, I love AD. My number 10, and maybe even based off of this season, he's going off more reactionary. I think Cam is going to have this guy even lower than I have him. I still do have Steph Curry because he is still one of the best shooter, or the best shooter in the league, one of the best offensive players in the league, and I still think he can get it done. So I can't have him outside the top 10. Where you had him, Zach, was a little high for me based off of this season, but based off of recent previous performance, I still got to put him 10.
I'm fine with that. Yeah, number 10, I have Jason Tatum. We can move on.
Oh man, he tried as hard as he could. What he had to do was put Devin Booker over Jason Tatum, and then that was it.
Of course I did. Of course I did.
That's all he
course I
wanted
did.
to do.
You know that was calculated.
Viewers, keep that in mind as you look at his list and take his with a grain of salt, because you know he knows that Devin Booker is not better than Jason Tatum, but he has Devin Booker over Jason Tatum. So when you look over who had the best and worst lists, think about that.
Do I know that?
Yeah.
Do I know? They're speaking for me. I didn't say that. My list clearly
Bias
states
has
that I have
played
Devin
your
Booker over
list.
Jason Tatum.
Your list is officially invalid. My list is really reactionary. It might be a little controversial, but at number 10, I have Jalen Brunson.
I'm mad. I'm mad at that, and I'm not mad that you have him 10. I'm mad because I wanted to be the one that had him higher, and thinking that I was putting him high at number 11 here. But you beat me to the punch, bro. I still think Stephen Curry is a better ball player. I know this season's stats don't say so. I still believe Steph Curry is a better player, but not by much because I have Brunson one rank lower.
I'm not mad at that. I don't have Brunson at 11. We'll get to that name here in a second. I thought 6 was a little ambitious. I said the word fringe top 10 on purpose because he can be a top 10. He's not in mine. He's just one outside of it just because I know that. How much Arman loves that. But at number 11, I do have Anthony Davis.
Devin Booker this season, like right now, is a ball player over Jason Tatum and Anthony Davis. He has Devin Booker and Stephen Curry.
Mind.
In the year 2025, Steph Curry, Devin Booker are better basketball players than Jason Tatum and Anthony Davis, according to Zach.
You heard it here first.
Yeah, and hopefully it's the last time they hear that trash.
The namesake of the show.
Says the dude. The
worst takes are
Cameron,
being pumped out
Cameron,
today, bro.
No position to say anything. The dude that has trashed Luka Doncic had the audacity.
I didn't trash him.
To
I
say
didn't trash
he's
him.
the second
I didn't
best
trash
player
him.
in the league.
I didn't trash him at all. Telling you what I honestly think for the
purposefully
future.
picked Anthony Edwards. You really dead ass believe Ant has the potential to be the best player in the NBA over Wemby.
One of the best players. I think he'll be top three.
The numero uno.
He doesn't have to be the best player to be better than Luka.
For Luka to be 2, Anthony Edwards has to be 1.
They just shift Luka down to a lower spot.
Okay.
That's kind of how rankings work, Zach. Actually.
Okay.
My 11.
Oh no! So he has not said Steph Curry yet, by the way.
No, I have not. What I'm gonna say is it's gonna be a little bit crazy, but I really thought about it. It might be a certified worst take. Karl Anthony Towns.
Wow, it's not like
not a worst take.
It's not a horrible take, but over Stephen Curry as a purely ball player, you think Karl Anthony Towns is a better basketball player?
I told you my list is heavily reactive of this year. And I think in combination with what we saw last year, and then seeing Karl Towns playing like an all NBA first caliber player, propelling the Knicks to a legitimate contender, if I have him outside of the top 15, it would be almost disrespectful.
Like a few weeks ago, I was like, he's not going to win the MVP, but he's going to get an MVP voter too, just for the contribution that he's made for the Knicks. I don't hate that at all for giving him respect. I do think it's a little high, but I'll spoiler alert it now. You're not going to go this list without seeing him. So
I agree. I don't have him at 12. That's where you had him, or 11.
He had him at 11.
I'm at 11.
Do you have him at 12 here?
No, God no. God no. No, you will not be seeing Karl Anthony Towns at 12. However, I do have another New York Knick, another name that has already been stated. Number 12, I do have Jalen Brunson.
For me at number 12, I know he's 40 years old, but he is still the GOAT. And I still think when he's playing, he's averaging 9 assists per game, 24 points per game, 38% from the 3-point line. To me, he's still one of the top 12 best players on the planet. So that's where I put him at number 12.
It pained me to leave him out of my top 10. It really did.
For my number 12, I have one of the old guys. I have Stephen Curry. Obviously, I feel like I ranked him this low simply because he's getting older. He's not quite the same player. My list is heavily reactionary, and so even though some players like, well, still as a player, I feel like he's top 10. I feel like he's not playing up to par as to being one of those top guys.
That's fair. I think that's fairer than where Zach put him.
Okay. Just throwing strays off of with Steph Curry 12 ranking. The reason why I have to give D-Book so much love is because you guys give him so much hate, so I have to equal it out.
It's like reality.
Yeah, there's no way you go through and say 12 players that are better than Devin Booker in the NBA.
Booker's not really that guy like that. I'm sorry.
I mean, he's better than every single player on the Miami Heat.
We're not good, so.
Number 13, Cam, who do you have?
Number 13?
There's one player.
The other old head, LeBron James. I mean, it's kind of the same reason. He's still a great player. He's 40 years old, so the fact that he's even sniffing a top 20 is really impressive.
Undercat, a little too reactionary for me, but I'm not too mad. Zach, who do you have number 13?
I also have LeGoat, Captain America, Luka lover.
Lebronovich.
Where's the V coming from, by the way? Ain't no V.
It should be LeBronchich.
Number 13 is fair for LeBron at this point in his career. I'm just, I'm a LeBron fan. I'm a Laker fan, so I give him a little more love.
But when I do it, now it's a crime. When I get my players love, now it's a crime.
Well, mine is just so happens to be one ranking above where you guys had him. Devin Booker is your number 9 rated player in the entire NBA. Is not the same.
9 was too low, dog. I should have put him 1.
Oh, here we go. Well, the reasonable place, and honestly, I think I'm overextending here based on current performance, but the reasonable place for Devin Booker to be, to me, is here at number 13. So you tasked me with naming 12 better NBA players right now than Devin Booker. I did. I named 12 of them, and then here he is at number 13, which honestly, based off this season, maybe a little too high, and I know Cam is going to have him lower.
This is what I'm talking about. I'm not waiting on him to appear on your list. I don't care where you put him at. You could leave him off the list. That's fine.
For me, ranking this player was really hard because his playing history and lack of availability, but I feel like if I put him super low on this list, it might be kind of crazy. Joel Embiid. He's all NBA player, all NBA first player if he was healthy, but he's not.
You've been talking up reactionary this entire time.
This is a crazy reaction.
And then
a crazy twist.
To bounce the other way and say you're going the opposite of reactionary and saying that he's still a top 15 player. I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm just saying it's going against what you've been doing on your list.
I figure he should be a lot higher than that if I wasn't reactionary. If you really consider his numbers and the type of player he is, he realistically should probably be a top 7, top 8. He's 6 spots below that. If anything, that's very reactionary.
I mean, I agree with the fact that when he's healthy, but you can say that all you like. It's the same reason why Kawhi Leonard's not on here. You keep saying when he's healthy, when he's healthy, when he's healthy, and then eventually you realize he's not going to be. I don't know if that'll be the case with Joel, but at 14, I already have 2 players from the same team on lots of them, but not the quote-unquote best team in the NBA. So at 14, I have the number 1 player, I guess number 2 in this case, of Boston, Jaylen Brown.
You can't say it anymore because you put Tatum above Jaylen Brown. You can't say it anymore.
I did. Regular season stats. Tatum's a better player, but we all know when it gets into the nitty-gritty, the ball is going to 7.
Or if you say so. If you say so. Like I said, I don't have Joel Embiid here at 14. Maybe I'm the one that's being reactionary, but to me, availability is still the best stability, and Joel Embiid doesn't have that, and is more of a track record than the street clothes you guys call Anthony Davis. So I don't have Jaylen Brown either, though. And this is where our lists are going to start to deviate a little more. I can already see it. Number 14, though, I don't think he's going to be too much further down your guys' list. He's the best player on one of the best teams in the NBA. I have Donovan Mitchell at 14.
Not mad at that at all. I also have Donovan Mitchell. Just 1 spot lower. I don't hate it. You look at the way the Cavs have been playing. Maybe it's because I don't like Tatum as much, but I think top to bottom, the Cavs have a little bit better talent. Is that crazy to say?
It's a little
overall,
crazy.
I think. Is it?
It's a little crazy. Come on. You just had 2 of Boston's players above the number 1 player on Cleveland, and you're going to say position for position, Cleveland's better?
Okay. Well, I'm still taking Jared Allen. I'm still taking Darius Garland.
You're taking Jared Allen over Porzingis? Okay. Yeah.
Sure am.
All right.
I'm taking Garland. Okay. So 3 out of the 5 are going to Cleveland.
I mean, but that's not how we rank teams. You just said Boston, but you just said Boston has 2 top 14 players according to you. Either way, we might be Zach. We started the list. What was it? It was 5 for 5. We might be back getting towards a wavelength here because we're flip-flopped right here at 14 and 15 because I have Jaylen Brown here at number 15.
Okay.
So apparently I've been the Jaylen Brown hater by defending Jason Tatum.
Hater. E1 hater.
Okay, but if Cam doesn't have him here at number 15, he's the Jaylen Brown hater apparently. So who do you have, Cam?
I mean, that's kind of true.
At number 15, Donovan Mitchell.
Wow.
I have Donovan Mitchell.
I don't hate it because I had Donovan Mitchell higher. So so then Cam, do you have Jaylen Brown at number 16?
I don't.
Certified Jaylen Brown hater, bro.
I don't.
Arman's just trying to pass the narrative on to somebody.
The baton is onto you, bro. The baton's onto you.
No,
official.
No,
I had him high. I had Jaylen Brown higher than Cam did. It's official.
No.
Okay. Who do you have?
This one isn't as reactionary. I feel comfortable at number 16 putting Kyrie Irving.
What are you talking about? What are you talking about, bro? He still has not said Devin Booker's name. I know that pisses him off. The man that's wearing like 4 different cutouts of Devin Booker on his jersey. Name hasn't been said yet.
Devin Booker is not
2025, Kyrie Irving is a better player than Devin Booker still.
This makes so much sense on why he thinks Mavericks won that trade. He is stuck and cannot escape Cleveland, Kyrie. And will not look at the reality of who Kyrie Irving is now. If you think Kyrie is the reason they got to the finals, you were out of your damn mind. There is no way.
I think the number 2 player played a large part in that, actually.
He did play a large part in it, but he's not a top 16 player in the league, bro.
He's better than Jaylen Brown?
Oh, yeah. You haven't said Jaylen Brown yet either.
He's coming.
That's crazy.
Kyrie Irving in 2025 is a better number 2 option than the guy that just won the finals MVP.
He was the number 1 option if you really think about it. But
you can't look at these rankings and not convince me Cameron does not have a grudge against Devin Booker. Cannot. Cannot and will not.
Cam, you said Jaylen Brown was actually the number 1 player. Tried to sneak that in. But you're saying Kyrie Irving is still better than the number 1 player, according to you, number 1 player on a championship team?
Yeah, Kyrie isn't on a super stack team.
He just made the finals.
He wasn't.
Oh, but now he is, now that they got rid of Luka Doncic. Luka Doncic is gone. Now they're super stacked. Okay, sure.
Gone, now you're stacked.
Okay, yeah, for sure.
This makes so much sense.
I'm only joking.
I don't know.
Yeah, I still think he's 16.
My number 16 is a name that you have already said, Cam. And I thought I was the one putting respect on his name. You had him way higher than I had him. But at number 16, I do have Karl Anthony Towns. We're locked in, Zach? Are we locked in?
We're back in, baby.
Let's go.
We're back in. We're back in.
As Cam's off doing side quests with Kyrie Irving, we're locked in. Karl Anthony Towns here at 16.
Big purr.
Big purr.
And after all that,
You got the Valley Girl
Big
accent
purr.
down, dude.
25 and 13.
Well, that just sounds like the Burger King foot lettuce guy.
Burger King foot lettuce. The last thing you'd want in your Burger King burger is someone's foot fungus.
The last thing you want on your Burger King sandwich is a mountain of foot lettuce.
I'm just so glad one of you got the reference and I didn't seem like a weirdo for just saying Burger King foot lettuce.
thankfully for Cam, because I wouldn't have picked up on that.
I was relying on Cam. I knew you would not know what I was talking about.
Number
no idea
10,
what
Burger
Number
King
10.
foot lettuce.
All right. Well, Zach, let's see how locked in we are. Who is your number 17?
Number 17 might be a little bit of a reach. Domantas Sabonis.
Ooh, interesting. Over De'Aaron Fox.
I do. He's a 2012. He's a great rebounder. He's a solid defender.
I still have Fox over Sabonis. I don't know if either of them are going to be on my list, but I still have them switch the other way around because I think De'Aaron Fox was a more important player to the Kings than Domantas Sabonis was. But I don't have either here at number 17. At number 17, maybe again I'm going the Cam route of being reactionary, so maybe I'm being a little too reactionary. But I like it here. I'm going Cade Cunningham, man. Are we locked, Cam? Are we locked?
We are locked.
Oh, okay. Swapped over from Zach over to Cam. We are locked in. Okay.
He's been an impeccable floor raiser for the Pistons. I mean, without him, they're probably easily the worst team in the league. And now they might have a pretty good chance of making the playoffs. Cade is not only a phenomenal playmaker, but he's also becoming a better shooter and scorer as well. And to be honest, I think he's probably one of the top 3 playmakers in the league, probably behind Luka and Nikola Jokic.
Zach, do you have Cade here at number 18?
I don't.
Ooh.
I don't. But I will. Spoiler alert: he will be within the next 3 picks that we have to make before we get to 20. I wanted to put him here. I really did. I just couldn't discount the fact of another player. I know that he's injured. When he wasn't injured, he was playing at an all-star level once again at Paolo Banchero. But Cade is not too far behind.
I love Paolo's potential, but even when he's come back, the Magic have not been performing all that well. They lost by 23 to Portland a few days ago with Paolo playing. Last game he played, they lost to Utah yesterday. He scored 9 points.
I'm looking at it. I see it. He's got to get back on the right track. What do they call it? Sophomore slump?
Yeah.
Or third year? This is his third year. Junior year slump? Battling with injuries like he was. I mean, he's out for a while. It's going to take time to get back in the speed of things. Plus, he's not used to having to handle all the load by himself. Pause. But The potential's there, and he was playing great before he got hurt.
I considered him at maybe like 20, but with his recent performance, I couldn't do it. I like his potential for the future, but a little rich for me, especially over Cade, with how Cade has been playing. You know, they're both up and coming players, but Cade has been just flat out been playing better. His team's having more success. 18. Is this a little high? Maybe. But are you guys gonna love the pick because you love this guy? I think also, yeah, I think so. For all that he does for one of the best teams in ball, I have J-Dub here at number 18.
Okay.
Hey, man.
I don't hate that. I'm not mad at that. I can see him sneaking in there. I don't know if I would put him at 18.
You think he's better than Kyrie?
Yes. Yes.
What?
Yes.
No, you're the only one who thinks Kyrie is a top 20 NBA player. Spoilers.
Okay.
Kyrie will not be on my list.
Okay.
Cam, who is your 18?
he's finally making the list. Devin Armani, Devin Booker.
That's crazy to have him that low. What was the disparity? A 9-rank disparity between Zach and Cam on Devin Booker.
Now, is 9 a stretch? Not for me.
It is. It is.
It
It's
is.
not. Now, is 18 too low? There's more people in the world that would have Booker at 9 than they'd have him at 18.
I don't know about that one.
I don't know about that.
one.
I don't know if anybody in the world would have him at 9, except maybe Phoenix Suns fans.
Even most Phoenix Suns fans would not do that. I live in Phoenix. I promise you that is not the sentiment right now.
Really? When's the last conversation you had with somebody on the street about Devin Booker?
I like at work. I have conversations all the time with Suns fans.
He's got you there.
Rounding out the list, 19. I do have Cade Cunningham. Reasons have been said. Understood. Doesn't need to be explained.
What I love is that we all three of us at least had him on the list. I think is like a huge indicator of like his progression. What about you, Kim?
I have Jaylen Brown.
Wow. Yeah, I forgot you had not said Jaylen Brown yet. Wow. I forgot about that. Yeah. Both of those seem pretty low. Devin Booker and Jaylen Brown, a little wild to me.
Joel and Embiid have been said before these guys, by the way.
He had Cat over Devin Booker and Jaylen Brown. He had Joel Embiid over Devin Booker and Jaylen Brown. Cade above both of them. Kyrie Irving above both of them. Yes. Yeah. Gone a little loony here.
Amen. This is what I believe.
Okay.
Number 19 for me. I know at least Zach is going to disagree with this because you had his teammate as a more important player than him higher on the list. To me, De'Aaron Fox is a better, more important player. So I have him here at number 19.
I'm not mad at that. 20 was honestly kind of hard for me. I really did want to put Joel Embiid here. I'd lie to you if I say the name didn't cross my mind just because I felt that he was deserving of being in a top 20 list because of how good he is when he plays. Unfortunately, that's not the reality we're facing right now. So that will not be the case as of right now. I know it's supposed to be ball players, but availability is the best ability, like Arman's already said. At 20, though, I do have De'Aaron Fox to round out my list, however.
What about you, Kim? What's your number 20?
At number 20, my guy is going to be Domantas Sabonis.
So you both have Sabonis as a better and like basketball player. Okay.
Overall, I think so. He's not flashy, but he'll sneak a trickle. Oh my God, I cannot talk.
He'll sneak a trickle.
A trickle duckle.
A trickle dickle.
He'll sneak a triple. Hey. He'll sneak a triple double in on you every now and then.
He's a good player. Don't get me wrong. And I would be lying to you if I said I wasn't thinking about him here for number 20. Sabonis, honorable mention, but he's not my number 20. Couple honorable mentions I want to put out there. John Morant was an honorable mention for me. Jaren Jackson Jr. has had a very good season. I thought about him. He's had a very good year, and he's averaging more points than Ja right now, man.
Over Evan Mobley? You take Triple J?
I mean, Evan Mobley I thought about too, but I would still take Triple J right now. For the future, I'd take Evan Mobley. Right now, I would take Triple J. I even thought about Trey. I want to put Trey out there. He's averaging an insane amount of assists. I didn't have him as high as Cam had him, but I thought it was the same. I would be remiss if I did not have a guy who was just an MVP a couple years ago on the top 20. So at 20, I do have Joel Embiid. I don't love it, but I had to at least put him on the list, I felt like.
That's fair. I thought about it. I really did. Maybe I'm being reactionary like Cameron was and just not seeing him play for a long time.
And like I said, it was hard for me to rank him. I just felt like he had to be on the list, though.
He was higher than Jaylen Brown, though. He was higher than Jaylen Brown and Devin Booker, though.
That's crazy. Buddy dropped his light.
All right, well, that's going to be it for our top 20 in the NBA as far as players today. We will have a poll up on the Discord when this is uploaded about who you think had the best list, the most reasonable list. Go ahead over to the Discord and vote. We know it's not going to be you, Zach. You had Devin Booker number 9. Stop pointing to yourself.
Says the guy who has AD at 6.
That's way more reasonable. Way more reasonable. If you want to vote on that, join the Discord. Go ahead and vote on that. The poll will be over there. Subscribe to the channel if you want to see more videos from us in the future, and we will see you later. Bye.
Peace. Come.
Hey, yo.